Hwang labalela Nabasilo. Hwang labalela. Hwang kwakhanya eNingizimu Afrika. Inkosi bayithintelela. Inkosi yakithi ikhala kwelaseShawela, yakhala kwelasePalestina, yakhala kwelase-Ukraine. Inkosi yakithi siyayithinta sayinukelela ithemba lakithi eNingizimu Afrika. Uyithemba Matamela, uyithemba Ramaphosa, Phakama Khongolose from 1912 to 112. Inkosi yakithi siyayithinta sayinukelela. Yini lena ngiyibone ngo-1994 yingane encane ka-94 ye-New Dawn. Uthi inzwalo iyanyuka, iyakhala, iyanyuka, ithemba lakithi iyakhanya. Mayihlome Matamela, mayihlome Ramaphosa, phambili mongameli wesizwe.
Amandla. Amandla. Matla. Matla. Matimba. Matimba. Manda. Manda. Comrades, Gwede Mantashe, the National Chairperson of the African National Congress, Comrade Paul Mashatile, the Deputy President of the African National Congress, national officials, and members of the African National Congress National Executive Committee, Comrade Solima Paila, the General Secretary of the South African Communist Party, Comrade Zingi Swalosi, the President of the Congress of South African Unions, COSATU, Comrade Richard Klope, President of SANCO, representatives and leaders of the ANC Veterans League, the ANC Women's League, the ANC Youth League, representatives of the ANC Veterans League, yes, Umkhonto wesizwe Liberation War Veterans, le mkhonto yesizwe yempela. Members of the diplomatic corps, leaders from religious sector, the traditional leaders of our people who are here present, comrades and friends, and of course, you all who are here in this stadium in your large numbers, 75,000 and more. Thank you very much for being here. And the people of South Africa. We gather here in eThekwini, in the proud province of KwaZulu-Natal, to launch the election manifesto of the African National Congress, leading up to the 2024 national and provincial elections. The province of KZN occupies an important place in the history of South Africa and the struggle for liberation and the ongoing process of transformation. This is the birthplace of the great King Ushaka. It is the birthplace of the first president of the African National Congress, John Langalibalele Dube. It is the birthplace of the most preeminent founder of the African National Congress, Dr. Pixley Kaisa Kaseme, and it is the home of the first African to win and be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize Chief Albert Lutuli, who was also the president of the African National Congress. eThekwini, where we are, is also the birthplace of Dr. Monty Naika, a freedom fighter and a prominent leader of the Natal Indian Congress and the Congress Alliance. He, together with the ANC President, Dr. A.B. Xuma, and Dr. Yusuf Dadoo, the leader of the Transvaal Indian Congress, formed the Doctors' Pact on the 9th of March in 1947. This created the momentum for non-racial cooperation and the importance of a strategic alliance that still exists today. KZN, comrades, is also the home of Victoria and Griffiths Mxenge, human rights lawyers who were brutally murdered by the apartheid regime. Umama Victoria Mxenge was a leader of the UDF and the Natal Organization of Women. KZN is also the birthplace of Umama Dorothy Nyembe, a leader of the ANC Women's League, a member of Umkhonto Wesizwe, who led the Natal Women's Revolt and the potato boycott, and was only the second woman after Umama Lillian Ngoyi was elected to the NEC of the ANC in 1958. It is also the birthplace of Fatima Meer, an activist, author, and academic who dedicated a life to freedom and justice of our people. Comrades, we meet here in Moses Mabhida Stadium, a gigantic public facility named after one of the most outstanding patriots and preeminent leader of the ANC, the SACP, and the trade union movement. Paying tribute at the funeral of Moses Mabhida in 1986, President O.R. Tambo said, "It is rarely given to a people that they should produce a single person who epitomizes their hopes and expresses their common resolve as Moses Mabhida did." So here, comrades, we are in a place that we call hallowed ground. Being on hallowed ground evokes a sense of reverence. It evokes a sense of sanctity, but it also unleashes energy and strength, the strength that we see here today, the strength that comes, yes, from all around the country. Comrades, as you know, sesikhethe usuku lokhetho olu 29 zikaMeyi, lapho khona impi iyawubonakala ukuthi iyawuphelela phi na, ukuthi kuzawunqoba bani, ngoba seyihlomile kuzawucaca ukuthi eliphi iqembu elizoba liphathe lelizwe ukuya phambili kule minyaka e5 ezayo. As we crisscross our country over the next 3 months, we will explain to millions of our people in their magnificent variety and their diversity, which is characteristic of Moses Mabhida, why the ANC remains the party of choice in the 2024 elections. alikho elinye iqembu eliyi-first choice amongst the people of South Africa other than the African National Congress. Ngithi noma ungabheka leyo ballot box uzobona kuphela ukuthi the ANC is the party of choice. Abantu bakithi bazobona ukuthi yiyo kuphela efanele ukuthi ikhethwe. In the past week, we have joined hands with our volunteer weight on the ground as we have gone around the KZN and as we have been meeting our people. We will continue to return to this province. Sizibonele ngamehlo wethu ukuthi KZN yilo ikhaya le-African National Congress. Abantu balapha e-KZN bayayithanda ikongolosi. Abanye bayathanda noma abathandi. Abantu balapha bathi thina sithanda ukongolosi kuphela. Yes, we will also go to other provinces. Those other provinces are also here today. Our people have traveled from Gauteng. Gauteng is here. The Eastern Cape is here. The Western Cape is here. In Northwest is here. I-Free State nayo ikhona. Mpumalanga neLimpopo. All of them are saying our provinces are the homes of the ANC. I-Western Cape yona iyabuya ngoba abantu base-Western Cape babonile ukuthi i-ANC kuphela ekwazi ukuthi basebenzele. Over the past 30 years, batho bambona South Africa bantse ba hulwa ki ANC bantse bale musebetsi wa ho lokisa naha ena bantse bale musebetsi ya ho aha South Africa e ntjha. Musebetsi ona ke musebetsi o re tsebang hantle hore ditaelo tsa ona di hlaha ho Freedom Charter. Freedom Charter yena tokomana yena e ileng ya ngolwa ke baetapele ba rona ka 1955. Our country has indeed come a long way. We have made incredible strides and achieved a lot in the past 30 years. Babang bari ahona letho le entsweng ka dilemo tsena tse mashome a mararo. Ba tseba hore ahona nnete ho ntho e ba e buang ehlile ba bua maka fela. Ahona nnete mo ntho e ba e buang. However, even after 30 years of freedom and democracy, our journey towards creating the South Africa that our people truly desire is far from over. We still have many more hills to climb. As Utata Umadiba said in his book, The Long Walk to Freedom, we will climb those hills together. We will climb those hills, leaving no one behind. In the 2024 elections, we will go beyond celebrating our accomplishments of the past 30 years. We will be focusing on the future of our people. we will focus on 6 priorities which are critical to transforming the economy and creating jobs. Our jobs plan, building our industries to include an inclusive economy. We will tackle the high cost of living. We will also invest in our people. We will defend democracy and advance freedom. And we will continue to build a better Africa and a better world. By renewing the mandate of the ANC, we will build on the foundations of the 30 years of freedom and continue the journey to the next 30 years to build a better life and opportunities for current and future generations. Uma nisibona sinje asibhekanga kuphela leminyaka e5 ezayo, sibheke enye iminyaka e30. I-ANC ibhekela phambili, asibheki kuphela kule 5 ezayo. And together we will work together to do much more. But celebrating the 30 years of democracy together, our nation and the millions of people across the world who supported our liberation struggle will, together with us, on the 27th of April, celebrate 30 years of freedom in South Africa this year. It is important to reflect on the significant progress and achievements that have shaped our nation's journey towards a more inclusive and equitable society. Since the democratic transition to democracy in 1994, South Africa has indeed made progress in a number of areas. Firstly, we have a constitutional democracy. And comrades, it's a democracy that works. Asi democracy ya mkokotelo, ki democracy ya niti, ki democracy esebetsa. Not many countries in the world can boast of the type of democracy that we have. This democracy has been able to demonstrate its resilience, its stability, and its strength over the 30 years. The first democratic elections of 1994 was a turning point in our country's history, demonstrating our shared commitment to nation building, to freedom, to social justice, and to the respect for human rights and democracy. Together we ended centuries of colonial and apartheid rule. We ended 342 years of colonial rule, misrule, oppression, dispossession, and everything that you can imagine that was horrible. We established a new South Africa founded on the most progressive constitution in the world, which guarantees equal freedoms, the rights of all. Today we have vibrant democratic institutions, a free media, an independent judiciary, an active civil society, regular, free and fair elections, and the respect of rule of law. South Africa has also integrated Yes, the institution of traditional leadership that was subjugated and marginalized by colonialism and apartheid over many generations. And over this period, we have accorded recognition to our kings, the kings of our people, the kings of our nation. We've also accorded recognition to a queen. We've established 880 traditional councils in rural areas. We've formed the National House of Traditional Leaders, and we have accorded our traditional leaders their rightful place so that they can play a key role in social cohesion and nation building. Secondly, we celebrate 30 years of nation building. Apartheid sought to divide us by race, by nationality, by ethnicity, and gender. A democratic South Africa came in to unite us in our diversity and to build a common national identity. That is something we must celebrate. Despite persistence of racism and sexism and inequality and poverty, our nation has steered through the pain of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. We've celebrated the achievements of our sporting and cultural heroes. We've debated and expressed our opinions on transformation policies and programs. Yes, we have agonized over gender-based violence and femicide, and we have emerged resilient from the devastating impact of COVID-19 and the HIV/AIDS pandemic. We have made progress in bringing together our people from diverse backgrounds to work towards a common vision of a united, democratic, non-racial, non-sexist, and more equal South Africa. Yes, comrades, we have worked hard to transform the socio-economic conditions of the majority of South Africans. Our journey to build social cohesion, social solidarity, and nation building must therefore continue. And yes, over the 30 years, we have also been able to meet the basic needs of our people. President Nelson Mandela, at his first State of the Nation address in 1994, announced the RDP priorities, and he said there shall be free health care for pregnant women and children under 5. There shall be free housing for the poor and a massive rollout of water, sanitation, electricity for those previously excluded. Our first democratically elected president emphasized the protection of workers' rights, as well as the focus on the rights of women, young people, people with disability, children, and older people. 30 years later, South Africa has achieved remarkable progress in providing a social wage and a universal basic service architecture across the country. Yes, 60% of our budget is directed at improving the lives of our people. I don't know of many countries in the world that dedicate 60% hinkwayo or 60% leya budget ya hina at a national level e tirela vanhu ku endla ku ri vutomi bya vona vu ya mahlweni hi ndlela ya kahle. We will do more to consolidate and advance and modernize our basic services so as to leave no one behind. Where there are services that are lacking at the moment, it is only the ANC that has the knowledge, the experience, and the capability to be able to extend those services, because we have done so over the past 30 years. Fourthly, we celebrate 30 years of economic transformation. Despite persisting challenges, we made progress in economic transformation with the initiatives to promote job creation, infrastructure development, broadening economic opportunities and investment. Our economy in size has, since 1994, has grown 3 times, and the rate of poverty has also decreased, it has come down. Yes, while unemployment has remained high, the number of people in employment has more than doubled from 8 million to 16.7 million today. Many people who had been excluded from playing a key role in the economy, including workers, the middle strata, young people, women, and people with disabilities, are now actively participating. Yet there are still too many South Africans who are unemployed, too many people who live in poverty and who do not have enough income. Economic transformation, therefore, remains the foremost task. Fifthly, we celebrate 30 years of better education and health care for all. The ANC has vastly improved access to education and health, transforming the lives of millions of South Africans. South Africans today are more educated. Apartheid Bantu education was meant to ensure that black people in our country are not educated. It was meant to ensure that we stay uneducated. But the African National Congress-led government has opened the doors of learning. And today, our children and young people are in school. They are learning. And many South Africans have become educated. And many more South Africans are healthier. Our children go to preschool schools. They go to colleges and universities. There's been massive increase in the non-racial educational institution. Many of them are fee-free schools. We will continue to improve education and health outcomes to overcome inequality. The lives of many South Africans have truly been improved, and we can say with certainty that there is hardly any place in South Africa, ayikho indawo lapha eSouth Africa engathi ayibonanga intuthuko elethwe yi-African National Congress. Lelo iqiniso eliphelele. Kuyabonakala endaweni eziningi. The lives of South Africans have improved. There are admittedly many tinswalos in South Africa today than there were before democracy. la ngihamba khona ngihlangana nabotinswalo, and namhlanje abotinswalo bagcwele nakulesi stadium. Omunye nomunye uthi yebo yimina uTinswalo, abanye bathi mina ngubaba wakaTinswalo, abanye bathi ngugogo wakaTinswalo, abanye bathi ngu-anti wakaTinswalo. Ayikho intombi ethandiwa kakhulu ukudlula uTinswalo namhlanje. Nalaba bama-opposition party bayamthanda uTinswalo noma bangamthandi ngoba ukhona nakubo. Yesterday we had the occasion to meet many Tinswalos. I will just relate a few of them that we met because they are representative of exactly what the progress we have brought about has meant to the lives of many people, young and old. uNtombazana wakaHlatshwayo uthi yena iNational Youth Development Agency yamnceda wathola iskill. Namhlanje urana ibusiness yakhe. She has her own business. Ugugu intombazana encanyana nje. Namhlanje she is a trained driver. Ushayela istimela esinama coach I-11. Leyo msebenzi wawenzwa amabhunu kuphela. Namhlanje a young black woman uGugu is driving a train. uTinswalo uMakhazi lo culayo naye wayezile izolo wathi nami president I am Tinswalo. My music is now sung all over the world. And we celebrate the many other musicians in our country who introduce many genres. Okwaito, namhlanje amapiano, abantu bajayivela ipiano eNew York, eLagos, eNigeria, nakupi, because of the doors that have been opened by this ANC government. Yes, namhlanje uNaomi from Ramatlabama in Mafikeng in Northwest, she's a pilot. Udriver ushayela a 747 ibhanoyi elikhulu. She is flying big planes today because of what the African National Congress-led government did for her. Ubongeka wasemahlabathini, she's an architect and she's an employer. She employs a number of young people. Simon Chuma is an air traffic controller. He controls the skies in our country. Before 1994, that job was only the preserve of white male South Africans. Unontogozo, she's running her agriculture business. She's selling her products, the agriculture, to many big shops. And she's only 30-something years old. Ulebuhang Dludlu, she's producing inkuku. She's now going to be producing 50,000 chickens for every 35 days. Usazi, she's part of the LGBTQA community and is pleased for the progressive policies of our government. Uthuli is a domestic worker. She has been all over the world. Uthi lawo mathuba were opened by this ANC-led government. She's been to the United States ukuyofundisa abasebenzi base-America ngamalungelo abasebenzi abasemakhaya, as a domestic worker. Yes, Uthuli is also happy about the introduction of the national minimum wage eyenze ukuthi 6 million workers must see their wages going up and not work for starvation wages. Umbali is a chief navigation officer. She navigates imkhumbi emkhulu, big ships in the wide ocean. She's been to all the continents in the world, and she is a captain of a ship. Ugugu silungile, ugogo silungile, ugogo. She runs an NGO that helps our people and employs more than 200 people. Unonkosi Zungu is an electrical engineer working in our railway infrastructure. Yena noMangu, they are working to rebuild the railways, the trains, and the corridors. Umluleki Zazini is working also with people in our communities, supporting people who are living with AIDS and making sure that they take their antiretrovirals. Through the work that they do, they make sure that our people are alive. Jacob Pinar, a white Afrikaner, supports the policies of the ANC that have made us to get where we are, the policies of empowerment. And he has attracted many other Afrikaners to come and join the African National Congress. Upriya supports the work that is being done by the Logistics Working Group. Ukawegas, she is involved in economic emancipation. And Megan Adonis, she's visually impaired. Agaboni, Kotwa, she sees the progress that has been made by the policies of the African National Congress. And she wants us to continue to pass legislation that will empower disabled people. Professor Maiwashe, he is involved in agriculture, and he wants us to continue educating young people. Imran, an accountant, is a campaigner for the rights of the Palestinians. And he applauds the South African government for the stance we have taken in making sure that we support the Palestinians. Our sporting heroes have exploded on the world stage from the very first Rugby World Cup victory in 1995, and we are the only country in the whole world that has won 4 Rugby Webb Ellis Cups. There is no other, meaning that South Africa ihambela phambili, amanye amazwe ayathanda noma wathandi. Our Bafana has excelled once again, and our sporting people in tennis and many other disciplines continue to make us proud. But we cannot take all this progress for granted. We need to do more and better together. This is our plan for the next 5 years. In the next 5 years, but also looking to 30 years, in the next 5 years, we have the following plan. Priority number 1 is to put South Africa to work. We have a jobs plan. While job creation has shown positive growth since the end of COVID, the unemployment rate in our country continues to be a real problem, particularly among young people, and yes, also for those who are over 35 and more. Ngoba nabo asibashiyi emva. Nabo labo sifuna ukuthi amapolicy ethu aqondane nabo. There is no shortage of work to be done to make South Africa a better place. In every street, in every community and village, our people are ready to work and they are willing to contribute to social and economic development. And through public and social employment programs, industrialization and the support for small enterprises and cooperatives, we can create jobs at a much faster pace. And that's precisely what we want to do. Over the next 5 years, the ANC will implement a jobs plan. Iplan yemisebenzi, with the first pillar being a massified public employment plan by creating and sustaining 2.5 million work opportunities, delivering public goods and services. Yebo, we have the experience of creating millions of job opportunities and also the experience of creating decent work. A combination of the two is going to be part of our jobs plan. This includes imisebenzi for labo graduates, those abanama degree, abanama diploma, abangasebenzi okwamanje. Nabo sizobakhela imisebenzi. Recently nizwile Minister of Health ethi labo abangodokotela, the doctors who are unemployed are all going to be employed. Bazayithola imisebenzi. We are going to continue also recruiting 10,000 yamaphoyisa ukuthi sikwazi ukuvikeleka. The Department of Home Affairs has set its mind on employing 10,000 of people who are well versed in IT as well. So we are going to continue creating jobs, real jobs, so that we can bring down the unemployment rate. We will continue to support small enterprises and entrepreneurs and cooperatives, especially emalokishini nasemakhaya, in our villages. We want our villages to become centers of economic activity in agriculture, yes, in entrepreneurship. We must see our people active also in our townships, yes, trading, making things. Yes, through that we will provide an additional 1 million work opportunities. We will increase support for, yes, those who are involved in business, and we will also ensure that they become strengthened. We will continue to promote and monitor employment equity to ensure that Black people, women, and persons with disabilities are represented in the public and private sector, in the professions, and in the artisanal sectors towards the growth of a vibrant, non-racial and non-sexist middle strata. Priority number 2 is to build our industries to achieve an inclusive economy, to deepen the transformation of our economy. The ANC will drive industrial growth, innovation, and job creation. We will focus on industrialization and re-industrialization. We are the most industrialized country on the African continent. We've got a very good foundation. We just need to ensure that this important pillar is strengthened, and we will therefore support localization and labor-intensive industries. And there are new industries that we are going to create. We can already see the new industries, the hydrogen industry. We can already see industries that are driven by new technology. Many of our young people are already creators and innovators when it comes to new technology, and we need to support them. We will expand our Black Industrialist Program to reach more than 2,000 beneficiaries. We've already hit a 1,000 Black Industrialist target. We have taken deliberate action to make sure that we create Black industrialists who are building factories, who are building engineering factories, who are making things for exports, who are already scouring the whole world, exporting products that they make. This, comrades, is a new development in our country. As Black people, we were relegated to the back. Apartheid used to prevent Black people by law, by convention, by regulation, from being manufacturers, for being creators. Today, this ANC government has done so, but in the next 5 years, we plan to even do more and create 1,000 more Black industrialists. Our industrial strategy will involve targeted master plans to revitalize and diversify the manufacturing sector. No society can prosper without investing in the capacity of its citizens. And no country can prosper without seeking to have an industrial policy that is going to focus on certain industries and incentivize the key players in those industries. That is what we are going to do with a view of creating more and more jobs. The ANC will improve our national skills plan and reskill workers as part of our industrial strategy. Our strategy will also meet the global challenge of climate change. A balanced, just transition to a cleaner and greener future will lead to new jobs. We already see that happening in a number of our provinces. In Northern Cape is already leading in that. Mpumalanga is going to follow, so will other provinces as well. We are on the march. In the next 5 years, we are going to see billions and billions of rands being invested in our provinces to create more jobs, to ensure we have growing markets for our manufactured goods. We will increase exports to global and continental markets, utilizing the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Comrades, Africa is now open for us. We've opened a market of 1.3 billion consumers on the African continent, and our companies are now going through the continent. our companies are selling goods and services in many African countries. Prior to 1994, South Africa could not do that because it was a hated country. Today, our country is loved. The doors of trade are open to many countries, not only on our continent, but in the world. We are now exporting our oranges to Europe in tons and tons. Our meat is going to China. It is going to the Middle East. Yes, our cattle and our sheep are being exported all over. This has only been made possible by the ANC-led government. And in the next 5 years, we are going to increase that trade. As a central tenet of our strategy, we will continue, comrades, to fix our constraints in energy, in transport and logistics sectors. There are important network industries and strategic assets that are critical to our industrialization and growth and development. And that is what we are fixing right now. Yes, we are going through a challenging time, but you know what? The ANC-led government has faced many challenges, and we have always succeeded. We have always emerged on top of those challenges that we are facing. We are investing in infrastructure, especially in energy infrastructure, in roads, in railways, and in critical infrastructure as well, to make sure that there is meaningful economic growth. Investment in energy in particular is necessary for us to end load shedding and ensure a secure supply of energy. That is our mission, and that is what we are going to be focusing our attention on. Now, to finance industrialization and economic development, we will continue to transform our financial sector so that it provides affordable loans. Yes, we will continue to invest in industrialization. We will make sure that our financial institutions are more inclusive. We will better align monetary policy and trade policy to support job creation and industrialization. Now, to ensure industrialization promotes inclusive growth, we will integrate small businesses, cooperative, township businesses, and yes, we will make sure that they are well integrated so that they can benefit from a financial sector that needs to support them. We will accelerate land reform and redistribution to reduce asset inequality and protect security of tenure. Yes, so that we can boost food security and agricultural production, as well as rural and urban development, as well as housing. Priority number 3, we will tackle the high cost of living. As it is now, the cost of living for our people has gone up. Comrade Godongwana, when he was in the Western Cape at Gugulethu, uhlangane nomunye ugogo. Lo gogo wamkhomba nge-walking stick yakhe. Wathi, Godongwana, awukhuphule imali yepension ngoba the cost of living has gone up. Minister of Finance responded to that message. Wayikhuphula imali yepension ukuthi ugogo akwazi ukuthi yebo athenge izinto in a much better way. Yes, we will be focusing on the cost of living. We will take steps to make everyday life more affordable for workers, the unemployed, and yes, the middle class as well, who are currently suffering under the burden of high interest rates. Yes, people are finding that the food costs more, and housing and healthcare, as well as energy. We will prioritize food security, including VAT exemption on essential items and support for community and home gardens, and act against price fixing in all sectors. We will keep a hawk's eye on those who fix prices with a view of profiteering from poor people by just making prices to escalate on a continuous basis after fixing them in collusion. We will maintain and expand subsidized basic services like water, housing for the poor, and the indigent policies at local level. We will continue to roll out rooftop solar for indigent households. We are rolling out our rooftop as it is now, and this is helping a number of poor people. This is being done by the ANC-led government and by no other. Masihlale siyazi leyo nto. We will strengthen health services and implement the National Health Insurance to make healthcare affordable for all. Yes, the National Health Insurance Bill is on my desk, and ngishilo ukuthi ngisafuna ipen yokusayina le bill. Kwangathi ngiyayibona ipen enhle ezokwazi ukuthi ngisayine le bill. As required by law, we will continue increasing the national minimum wage. We do not have a living wage yet, but the national minimum wage is continuing to increase year by year, and we will continue to monitor its implementation by employers. We will support income support through existing social grants, and we will utilize the 350 Rand grant as a mechanism towards phasing in the basic income support. Njengoba ngishilo, i-350 izawuqhubeka. Futhi, uMinister of Finance usebenza noMinister of Social Development. Bayayibheka kahle, bayishebile hantle, bantse bayisheba bayilebella hore e ka iswa hodimo ka tsela efeng na. Ho tla ba jwalo ka hobane 350 ena e ba bang ba ne ba sa e batle, abanye ba e bathi le 350 nikhiphelani ngoba nenza ukuthi abantu bethu babe dependent. Le 350 iyasebenza, le 350 inceda umphakathi. Abanye bayayisebenzisa le 350 bathenga ukudla ngayo, abanye bayayisebenzisa bayofuna imisebenzi, abanye le 350 bayisebenzisa ukuyoqala amabhizinisi wabo. Yebo, bakhona abanye bayothenga ibhiya ngayo. Naloko kulungile ngoba abantu bakithi, akithi kunjalo. Yebo. Empa 350 yena ke yona e re tla e sebedisang hore re ahe basic income grant ha re ntse re tswella pele. Sa zwino ri khou shuma na vhanzhi uri ri sedze zwavhuḓi uri hei 350 ri ḓo i shuma hani. Ons is besig om hierdie 350 rand mooi te kyk, want ons wil hê ons mense moet beter lewe. Ons wil hê ons mense wat nie werk het nie, moet bietjie beter lewe solang as hulle werk soek. Priority number 4, we will invest in our people. We will continue investing in South Africa's people by improving access to quality education and health, expanding the use of science and technology, and ensuring that all people have decent housing and basic services. We will continue to ensure that South Africans live long and they have healthy lives, and that all people, regardless of their income, receive quality health care. We will continue to overhaul our health system by continuing to invest in the building and maintenance of our hospitals, of our clinics, and our other health facilities, as well as providing relevant training for healthcare professionals. We will develop a single electronic health record that will enable a seamless experience for all users of public and private healthcare. We will, as I said, implement the National Health Insurance, and yes, the NHI will be implemented in phases as it is an important project in the lives of our people. We will give every child the best start in life by introducing 2 years of compulsory early childhood development and ensuring proper resourcing and support for ECD facilities in all communities. Leyo ngifuna simamele kahle. Ena ke ibuhlokwa hahulu ngoba i-early child development yiyo ezowenza ukuthi abantwana bethu uma basezobangena isikolo babe sebe ready. They should be ready to go into school well prepared. Other countries start their young children at 9 months. Tina City, we want to have 2 years, early years of compulsory education. The investment in early childhood development will support further measures in the foundation phase to enhance reading with meaning and improving numeracy. We have seen how the matric results improved for the first time in the history of our country. 82.9% of matriculants passed their matric, and KZN Lasikona showed great improvement. Siyaningoma nina abantu balapha KZN ukuthi nikwazile ukuthi ni-improve imfundo yabantwana. To prepare young people for the economy of the future, we will increase enrollment in maths and science and expand coding and robotics and technology education. And to address the crisis of young people, not in education, not in employment and training, we will reduce the number of learners who do not finish school and provide second chance opportunities to pass matric through community and TVET colleges. We will continue the work we have already started to further reduce the cost of data to enable training of young people and old people to develop and operate new technologies. Sifuna i-price data zehle, because in other countries, data is much cheaper than it is here in South Africa. We will continue to put pressure on the telco companies to reduce the price of data so that connectivity throughout the country must be better. We will also increase the availability of service sites with basic services closer to economic centers for our people, especially women, yes, and older people, our military veterans, and disabled people. At the same time, we will continue to upgrade and formalize informal settlements and provide them with basic services. Wherever we go, when we meet our people who have received the 4.7 million houses that we have built, we see how proud they are. We see them as people whose dignity has been restored. We see how pleased they are. And this ANC government will continue to support our people so that they can get houses. We will improve that by giving them service sites, because many of our people say, give us service sites and we can build our own houses. That is how we are also going to respond going forward. We will give national and provincial governments more responsibilities to support municipalities that are struggling to provide reliable basic services. Where our municipalities struggle to provide clean water, where they are struggling to collect refuse, we as a national government will intervene to properly provide the service, to build maintenance, to build capacity and complete water infrastructure projects. Water is a big problem in our country, and already the national government has made it its own task to begin intervening in various areas where our local governments are struggling and failing. And national government will intervene in support of local government. That is what we are going to be doing in the next 5 years, says our Kuba, and we will improve where there have been weaknesses, because in some local government areas, it has been the responsibility of local government, and they have been failing. They have been failing because they don't have all the resources, and national is now going to help them. We will strengthen the role of families in supporting both young and older citizens, with special attention to the responsibility of raising their children. We will strengthen the quality of services provided to older people, including community-based residential care facilities, and afford them the necessary consideration and respect by society. Our task is to enhance social cohesion and continue to build our nation. That is the revolutionary task of the African National Congress. Priority number 5 is to defend democracy and advance our freedom. Over the next 5 years, we must continue to promote and defend the rights of all South Africans against racism, against sexism, against gender-based violence, against homophobia, against discrimination, and other intolerances. This means that we must remain resolute in advancing the rights and the dignity of children and older persons and people living with disability or disabled people, the LGBTQAI+, the young, and yes, continue the fight for women's emancipation to create a non-sexist society. We must recognize that rampant crime, drugs, and organized crime and gender-based violence continue to be one of the challenges that we're facing, including theft of infrastructure implements and extortion and gangsterism, that these pose a threat to our freedom and the dignity of all South Africans. Working together, we will take the necessary steps to ramp up the war on crime and make our communities safe. We have already been taking action, demonstrable action, in dealing with the criminals in our country, and we want to ramp up the effort. We have to treat corruption as a crime against our people and improve public accountability, investigation and prosecution capabilities, and there must now be consequence management. Accountability must go alongside with consequence management. Uma umoshile, kube khona into ezoyenzwa ngawe. Ungabi umosha nje, bese uyayekwa. Yebo, there will be consequence management if we do not do what we are required to do. We will build a social compact against corruption with law enforcement and our citizens. And we will launch public awareness campaigns to educate and encourage reporting and support reporting of crimes and support community involvement and whistleblowing initiatives and protect those who blow the whistle. We must build a capable and developmental state, and we will reorganize the way government interacts with our people, and we will rebuild and improve local government. We will also professionalize, yes, the public service based on the Batupele principles and strengthen cooperative governance through the district development model. Lapa eKZN ibizwa Sukuma Sakhe. That's what we will focus our attention on. We must reinforce the contributions of arts, heritage, languages, culture, sports, and the creative sector more generally to nation building to social cohesion and national development. We will support our artists. We will make sure that the artists who are raising South Africa's flag internationally are supported. Yes, we will stand behind them as we are proud of them. As I said earlier, we are the one country that is spreading our South African culture throughout the world. Bayibiza is soft power. The power is soft. We are spreading it. People, if you go around the world and Africa, they sing our songs. They sing the songs that have been crafted by our artists. Our artists are winning the Grammy Award overseas, and they are excelling in an incredible way. We will continue to support them. Priority number 6, we will build a better Africa and a better world. The ANC will continue to play an active role in promoting peace, development, and justice globally. Over the next 5 years, we will continue to support and operationalize the Africa Continental Free Trade Area to increase our trade, and that will going to enhance our manufacturing within our continent. We will promote peace and security and the development of SADC, the Southern African Development Community, which binds together our 14 countries in the region, and beyond, to advance the success and the consolidation of the African Union. Yes, we will continue to advance our solidarity with the people of Palestine who are being slaughtered through a genocide right now. We will continue to stand with the Palestinians. Bayatanda noma batande, we are going to stand with them. We will continue to pledge our solidarity with Western Sahara, with Cuba, and many other countries as well. We will continue to strengthen the voice of developing countries at the UN and other places. Yes, we will continue to strengthen BRICS, the non-aligned movement. Our transformation journey must be led, comrades, by honest and dedicated leaders. The challenges of our struggle for a better life for all are difficult and diverse. Our transformation requires honest and dedicated leaders. We have on several occasions stated publicly that as the African National Congress, yes, because we are an organization that is leading society and that is transforming the lives of our people, there have been times when we have misstepped, where we have made mistakes, where we have taken a step backwards. But this happens with an organization that is working. The ANC iyasebenza, ayilalanga, ayihlalanga phansi, iya phambili sonke isikhathi. Nalabo abakhonkothayo bayazi ukuthi kukhonkotwa imoto ehambayo. I-ANC iyahamba, ayimanga ndawonye. It's not standing in one place. And as a result, yes, there will be some missteps. Sizamisa istep ngesinye isikhathi. Kodwa, we are forever moving forward. Now the ANC is working hard to restore your trust and confidence in us as the leader of society and the leader of fundamental socio-economic transformation in our society. There is no organization that has the experience and the knowledge and the leadership and the capability and the ability like the African National Congress. Bayathanda noma bathandi. That's why City, we are the only organization that can take South Africa forward. If we have learned anything, we have learned from our mistakes, but we have also learned from our experience. We are an organization that has been led by giants. Giants, oh Nelson Mandela, onke lamanye amaqembu. Let them point out the leaders who are gigantic who they've had. They can't even count more than 4. Tina, we can't from uJohn Langalebale Ledube right through to Mandela, to O.R. Tambo, to Moses Mabhida. We count them all. And they have imparted their experience on us. They have imparted their knowledge on us. They have given us the capability to be able to serve the people of South Africa. And that is what the African National Congress is going to do. At our 2 last conferences, the ANC vowed to address society's challenges and to serve the people of South Africa with discipline and integrity. The ANC is committed to developing and, where necessary, correcting its members. We are an organizations of hundreds of thousands of members, and we are supported by millions and millions of people. Yes, where our members make mistakes, we will correct them. We will make sure that they do the right thing. Yes, we are renewing ourselves. We are in renewal mode. The momentum that we have started to renew the organization is underway. We are becoming better. We are adopting new methods of working. Our public representatives are being interviewed rigorously by an electoral committee. They are asking us questions about our commitment, and those that we are going to put forward for elections are people who will have gone through the eye of the needle. And yes, there are people who will be subscribing to values and principles that have always guided the African National Congress. So there is no place for those who are careerists, for those who will want to be corrupt. Yes, there is no place as well for those who want to be factional. Labo abafuna ukudonsela eduze, they don't belong here in the ANC. And abanye sebayazikhipha ngokwabo sesizibonele. So thina ke, we are a renewed ANC, and there will be no compromise on the fundamental matters of the discipline and the integrity of the African National Congress. In this election, the ANC is ensuring that our candidates represent the finest leadership capabilities, drawing from the lessons that we have learned from the past. And all leaders, once elected, will be held to high standards of accountability and must be accountable through rigorous monitoring and evaluation, we will ensure that our candidates who we are going to put forward work in a focused and disciplined manner and address the pressing challenges facing our people in every community. And every public servant will, in the spirit of Batupili, have to work hard. Kuzawusetshenzwa kule administration ezayo. We have made all the preparatory work, put in place the right pillars. Kutla sebetsiwa, kutla tiriwa, kudoshumiwa, kutla usetenjwa. Sizawuphangela ngempela kule administration ezayo. Yes, we are already taking measures to make sure ukuthi we have the best. So, comrades, as we move forward, we are going to make sure that we deploy comrades who are capable. ICADA development policy yethu is about appointing suitable and qualified people who share our transformation vision. Asinofaka abantu abazofuna ukusidonsela eceleni. Cadre development policy yethu, we put in people who share our vision, because there are many people who have different visions. We will make sure that our deployment policy ensures that, yes, the policies and the vision of the ANC are followed as mandated by our Constitution as well as the Constitution of the Republic. That is why the judgment in the Gauteng High Court concluded there is nothing unconstitutional about a political party influencing the policy direction of a government, including the appointment of senior personnel to public service, so long as the public service is protected against being misused for partisan purposes. So, labo ke abakhuluma nge-deployment policy, mabalethe ama-minutes wabo. Ngoba nabo ama-minutes wabo siyawafuna, because they are hypocrites. They do exactly what they are accusing the ANC of doing. Thina ke sithi i-deployment policy yethu is directed and has been directed at transforming South Africa. Today, years ago, National Chairperson wethu washo, what years ago we did not have a single black Director General. Today, we don't only have black Directors General, we also have female Directors General. Years ago, we didn't have a single judge on the High Court. Today, we have a Chief Justice who is black, like you and me. We have a female Deputy Chief Justice. All that has happened because of the transformation policies of the African National Congress. And we are going to continue, because we must transform this country. In the next 5 years, we will invest rigorously in the training of our deployees and our public servants. Yes, including our cabinet ministers, our MECs nabo bazongena isikolo. They are going to ensure, we are going to ensure that they do subject themselves to training. Yes, in conclusion, building on the foundations of the past 3 decades, we are poised to challenge the challenges, to address and tackle the challenges ahead as we approach 2030. The ANC, comrades, remains committed and resolute to pursue what I've been talking about, the transformation agenda in order to build a better life for all and leaving no one behind. We will do so in a manner that will ensure that we celebrate the century of the Freedom Charter in the next 30 years. The legacies of apartheid, colonialism, and patriarchy, which still loom large in South Africa, will be a matter of history. Our confidence rests on that. We have achieved the impossible together. Our biggest victories we have won together. We have worked together to win these victories. Our deepest sorrows we have felt together as a people. And our biggest strides, we have made them together. The biggest odds, we have defied together. And so today, we can say with certainty, we will do better, we will do more, and we will do it faster, working together. And that is why we say, let us all work together to go and make sure there's a decisive victory for the African National Congress. Leyo victory is coming. Bazoyibona abantu on the 29th of May when the results are declared. That is why I said, Mahlome, niyabasaba na, niyabasaba na, mandla, forward to victory, forward, forward to the ANC victory, forward, mandla, yabonga comrades.